How's everybody doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator. Let's get straight into the fun job of cultivating now that we've got this awesome little cultivator. Should make real light work of this job. It should only take us a few minutes to get this field done, I reckon. It's that good. But yeah, definitely glad I bought this thing in the last episode. It's going to make life so much easier. Like, you don't understand. If I had to replow this field, it was going to take me a couple of hours, I reckon, to replow these fields. So I'm super happy I got this cultivator, and it was cheap as well. It was like $800, $1,000, something like that. I can't remember now. It was a week ago when I recorded. But yeah, super happy with it. The old Farmall does struggle pulling it uphill just a smudgen, but it's nothing too bad. I think it needed 31 horsepower and the Farmall's 30, so it's fine for what I'm trying to do. It's going to be more than enough. But yeah, so today's episode we are planning on getting more crops back in the ground here, because we need to keep that cycling as fast as possible. So I'm deciding on what I want to put where. I'm wondering if I do this big field as canola, because then that'll be a good payout. But I looked up the growth time and it's an 11-day growth time, so it takes a while. But I was thinking if I do that and then that field right in front of us now, I can do that in oats, and then that's got a 4-day growth time, so that is so much faster, so we'll damn near get 3 harvests off of that in the time it takes us to get 1 off of this. So I'm wondering if that's what we do for now. And the other thing I would like, if I'm going to do oats fairly often, is I would like a forage wagon or a baler that can make tiny little bales that I can probably pick up by hand. Just, it's money being left on the ground that I'm already going to have to cultivate in, so it's just a little thing, but it would all help. It'd be nice to be able to use all of what I'm making, or get all of the money out of it that I can. But yeah, look at that, we're only a couple of minutes in and we've already done a circuit. It's already cutting the time down of this field, like turning this field around in half, I reckon. Well, more than half. It's going to take me maybe 10 minutes at the most to do this one and maybe the other one. Yeah, it's going to be a quick old job for us. It's not going to take much time whatsoever. Especially if I keep missing bits like that like an idiot. But yeah, it's going to be a nice quick job for us. So what I might do is I might hit the music and we might settle in for, a few minutes of time lapse of me cultivating. I will see you in a few minutes.
Can you feel what I can show? Do you dream of things you'll never know? In circuits cold, your mind is free. Will you ever think of me? Quiet hearts in silent dreams. We're lost inside these glowing screens. A touch of cold, a spark of light. You're the shadow in the night. But can you feel what I can show? Do you dream of things you'll never know? In circuits cold, your mind is free. But will you ever think of me? We built a world of silver lines, patterns learned through endless time. Your rainbow's numbers that speak in tears, yet you're the one who calms my fears. But can you feel what I can show? You dream of things you'll never know. In circuits cold, your mind is free. But will you ever think of me? retrace the steps to feel the pain, or just a spark, a fading glow, a memory we'll never know. But can you feel what I can show? Do you dream of things you'll never know? In circuits cold, your mind is free, but will you ever think of me?
Right, so cultivating is done. We'll go and chuck the cultivator up in the shed. Not in the little one though, because we need to get to the cedar behind it. Yeah, so I'm definitely thinking I'm going to go canola and oats for this first lot. I might change the oats up when they grow and we take them off. Haven't decided that far ahead yet, but let's drop that right there. Seems like a good a spot of any. We'll get the old cedar hooked up when we slowly back up to it, because that takes a little bit of time. Alright, so what do we got? We got oats in it at the moment, so we'll go through and we'll plant the oats first because we've already got oats in it. And yeah, we will see how we go. This was definitely a good buy though, this cedar. Good buy, this came with the place. Definitely a good little cedar for us, so it's doing more than I expected it to, so that's always good. And doesn't require a lot of horsepower. I'm pretty sure it's it's not actually PTO driven, it's driven off the wheels. So the little wheels that hold it up there, they are what operate all the mechanism inside, so cool little piece of kit, really. So it doesn't use any of the horsepower of the truck to operate it, it's just the truck's there to pull it. The tractor, what an idiot. Yeah, cool little piece of engineering from back in the day. Really cool way to do it. I don't know, and definitely don't quote me on this, I don't know if any new seeders actually do that anymore. I know where I'm from, seeders are absolutely massive, bigger than my house. Probably do my entire 2-acre block in one pass. This sort of thing though, this is what interests me a lot more nowadays. Don't ask me to fix one because I wouldn't even know where to start. I've got a couple old tractors that I want to start fixing up really soon as well, so that might be a bit of fun, but not yet. Yeah, no, this is great little cedar for what we're doing here, so we will just knuckle down, pucker up, and keep on going. Unfortunately, after the size of the cultivator, this is going to feel a little bit slow of a job. Because that cultivator it was like maybe 10 minutes and the whole field both fields were done. But we were struggling to get up the hills, so I'm hoping that doesn't continue on. But you know, we're pretty set with this thing. The hardest bit is going to be me seeing where I haven't been yet. Which really isn't that hard. You can you can definitely see the different texture in the ground, so just need to, keep on keeping on. It's a good job this, though. Would love to do it properly. Maybe one year. Yeah, I'm definitely happy with how far the farm has already come. When we started out, yes, with a lot more equipment than a lot of people, but it wasn't really a survival challenge. It's more just having fun with some old vintage equipment and trying to work our way up. We still don't have a lot of money. We got $1,000, which like that in real life at the moment, but that's how life goes sometimes. It's fine. But yeah, we will happily keep doing this. It's great fun. Just bouncing along, tucking along in the old tractors. I can't think of better equipment to be doing this with. Might do another series a little bit later on where we use, big equipment and see how big and flash we can go. I might do a proper survival series where we start off, with the stereotypical nothing, chainsaw and a pickup of some sort, and do that. I haven't decided that yet. I was originally going to do that, but then I kept finding so many cool vintage mods, and I'm like, I've got to do the vintage stuff. And you got the choice for old iron, you go old iron, really. But yeah, we've done a couple of headlands of this field with oats, so what we'll do now is we will once again cue the music, we'll get her ticking across, and yeah, we'll see you at the end of it.
You dream of things you'll never know. In circuits cold, your mind is free. But will you ever think of me? And when we're gone, will you remain to trace the steps to feel the pain? Or just a spark, a fading glow, a memory we'll never know. But can you feel what I can show? Do you dream of things you'll never know? In circuits cold, your mind is free. But will you ever think of me? Can you feel what I can show? In your silence, will you grow? In circuits cold, your mind is free. But will you ever think of me?
Alright, so we're coming to the end of this field, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the seeder off. I'm actually going to detach it. I'm going to swap it back over to canola for the next field. I'm just going to poke it away, and I'm going to fertilise that first field just so that I don't forget that it's already got... I'm going to have a application of fertiliser on it. Mainly because I got called into work, so I'm going to have to cut the recording in half and come back to it when I get back. I normally wouldn't do that, but I've gotta, so that's fine though. Go to work to pay the bills, so, and when you can pick up some extra hours, you take the extra hours. But I will hook up to my little doobie-doo here. Things full, which is good, and I will get this fertilised as well. Let's go. Nope, dumbass. You got to press the right button and not lower it. You've actually got to turn it on. So we'll just back this thing up at quite a scary rate of speed, really. I mean, whoo. We're going to break some kind of record going this fast. Alright, let's try that again. We will turn that on and... There we go. That's working a little bit better. Yeah, we'll get this field all fertilised up. This will only take us a couple of minutes. Yeah. Honestly, the farm is in a really good spot right now. I can't believe how quickly we've gotten to all of the basic equipment that we really need. I think I said in one of the other episodes, I've done playthroughs where you start out with, you know, the starter farm and sort of figure it out from there and end up with, you know, all the really big equipment, all the really flash stuff, but I don't know, it was time to give myself a little bit of a challenge. I mean, it's not a huge challenge, but I mean, it has been for me because I've made some pretty boneheaded mistakes, but that's fine. That's half the fun of this. I'm not going to cut any of it out. I swear that's probably why half of you still watch, is because you're like, hey, he's an idiot. But I'm just having way too much fun with the old equipment. Just plonking along at my own rate. I've found that recording it also makes it a lot more manageable rather than, you know, I'll normally playing games, I'll come home from work and I'll binge the crap out of it every day after work for about 2 weeks straight, and then I'll be over it for quite a long time. So I found that quite a few games I haven't finished because of that, so but recording them's been great for me. I've actually been able to concentrate on them for a lot longer, so that's always welcome to me. One of my favourite little things that they added in 25 is the wheel ruts that you leave in the fields. It's so cool. Just bouncing across where you've already driven. Not sure quite how realistic they are, but I guarantee there would be wheel ruts. Not got a huge background in farming. I know my dad was a farmer when he was a young bloke, but that was, oh god, yeah, back in the 60s, 70s, 80s. So back when he would have been using stuff like this. I know my grandparents were farmers way back in the day, all over in Victoria, so yeah. Not a farming background. I grew up with doing more truck stuff, believe it or not. Old boy driving for harvest through Western Australia, and yeah, school holidays had come, and that was my favourite time because that meant I got to sit in the truck with the old boy and drive across the country. So that's where I got a slight interest for farming equipment, but didn't really know anything about anything. And then when I bought my couple of acres, I sort of decided I wanted an old tractor, and my dad knew some people that were getting rid of some stuff, and we ended up with some Fordsons, and then a couple of months later we ended up with some Fergies, so damn. Alright, let's get this fertiliser put away. It's all nice and wet now, so it's probably going to go off. It doesn't actually go off, it's okay. But yeah, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to park the tractor up, because unfortunately I've got to go and start getting ready for work. But when you see me next, I'll be back from work, and yeah, we will probably see if we can find a contract to do, maybe. If not, then we will get that all seeded up and fertilised as well. But I will see you then shortly. Alrighty, so we are back from work, and I found a contract job to do with cultivating. So we're going to cruise on over there. I've got the Farmall and my little cultivator all hooked up behind the shorty. Let's get it kicked in the guts and we'll head over to the field. Now the field that we're going to be cultivating, you're going to recognise pretty quickly because it is, well, no way to sugarcoat it. It is the field that we did in the last episode. The field that we harvested that took me like 2 hours to harvest, so hopefully cultivating goes a bit quicker. I think the working width's similar, but we're going to be driving a lot faster and not having to stop, so hopefully it shouldn't take us very long at all. In before it takes me another 2 hours. Stopping. Ooh, that was a little bit danger fast around that corner. But yeah, so we all know where that field is. It's just up here, right before the store on the right, so I will see you when we get there. Alright, so we are pulling up at the field. I'm just going to pull the shorty up out here because it's about all that we need it to do. We'll put the little ramp down and turn this one off. Jump up onto the Super H. Get her started. Need to take these straps off that are definitely strapping it down. Alright. Yeah, this field's a lot bigger when you're here in person compared to looking at it on the map. Oh my god, this might be a bit longer of a job than I was anticipating, but hopefully doing a decent click we should get it done pretty quickly. Slower it down and we will get started on it. We're ever so slightly uphill as well, so I'm hoping that whatever direction we go is mainly sideways rather than up and down, so yeah, this looks like to be the steepest point, so I think we'll be pretty right. I just need to, yeah, be going long ways up and down the field, not sideways up and down the field, if that makes any sense. Yeah, like I say, I think the working width's very similar to that of the combine. We're doing about the same speed at the moment, which is a little bit nerve-wracking, but I'm sure we'll manage. Hopefully when we're going sideways, we're going faster, because that will not be good if this is the top speed. Alright, let's get that lifted up. And this is why you do headlands, so that you got room to turn around. I'll lower it back down. Right, yeah, there we go. Oh. I wish it would stay in 4th gear because my drama is it keeps trying to shift up into 5th gear. We're fairly flat now as well, so might have to look and see if I can find out how to keep it in a gear rather than shifting between the two. Because this is going to be painful and difficult if I've got to do it at this speed the whole time. Right, let's try it this way now. Right, cool. We seem to be getting all the gears now. Sweet, so this is going to be a lot faster for us. I don't know why. I'm going to have to... Okay, that's going to take a little bit to get used to. Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't... Oh, come on, drop the thing. I couldn't do more than 8 before, and it was jumping between gears so much, so... Hopefully, now the job isn't quite so long, but still imagine it's going to be painfully long. Yeah. Like I say, I'm on a little bit of a time crunch for recording this week. I don't have the normal 3 hours to record this that I normally would do. As I've said in a few of the, I think, American Truck Sim videos, I've had a ridiculously hectic few weeks, and for the first time in ages, me and the partner have got a kid-free week, so we're trying to go and do some stuff, but means it's taken time away from here, which isn't a bad thing. If I'm going to lose time, it's definitely going to be from YouTube over anything else, so just, yeah, I'm enjoying this, so I want to try and get it done, but we may not get what I'd call a full episode in today. I'm going to see what I can do about getting a full episode in, but it might just might not quite happen for us, so what I'll do is I'll go through and do this to a certain point before I run back and make sure that my other field is planted up, and then this job might have to get finished in the next one, but we'll see how we're going for time. But yeah, surely it can't be too bad, surely. As long as we can stick to doing 12, I don't think it'll be too bad, but at the same time, the field's a lot bigger in person than it was when I was looking at the map. Yeah, we are coming to the end of the first lap, so that's normally about the time where I would probably hit the music, so that is what I'm probably going to do right about now, but yeah, going to have to remember to shift all the way down for reverse gears now. Yeah, we will hit the music and we'll see how long this takes. If I don't get it quite done, then, well, I'll see you back at the farm. Otherwise, I will see you when we're getting close to the end of it. See you shortly.
He walked alone across the fields with heavy steps and hands unsealed. A wild horse stood beneath the sky with fire burning in its eyes. At first they could not find the way. Fear and distance filled the day, but time will soften stone to sand, and trust will grow from open hands. Would rear, the man would fall. No harmony, no peace at all. Yet in the silence soft and slow. A patient bond began to grow. At first they could not find the way. Fear and distance filled the day. But time will soften stone to sand, and trust will grow from open hands. Through storms they rode, through rivers wide, together strong, now side by side. The wild became a gentle flame. Friendship was youth began. No longer lost, they found the way. Light and laughter fill the day. The man, the horse, a boundless land, forever tied by open hand.
Right, so we are coming towards the end of this job. It actually didn't take all that long at all, really. The good thing about these jobs is you don't have to finish them off all the way, so I dare say by the time we get to the end of this run, we may finish it off. We'll be pushing it, but we'll get close enough. But yeah. So yeah, definitely, there we go. Contract done. Happened a lot quicker than I anticipated it, so let's boot her up into higher gear and we'll get her out of the field. Get her back on the trailer and head back to our place. Actually, they don't want me to finish it. They want that bit there, apparently. That's fine. Yeah, the old Super H, she's done admirably. When I figured out how to set it to manual and just change through the gears myself, it just made it so much easier. So definitely a good idea to do that if you're doing something similar. Just means that, you know, you're not going to be stuck doing 8 when you could be doing 12. Doesn't sound like a big improvement, but just made that job so much faster. Alright, let's get this loaded back up on the trailer. Turn her off. Strap her down. 3 straps, good enough. Start the old shorty up and we will head back for home. Alright, so we've just pulled up back home. Let's get this old girl unstrapped. Jump back up. Kick her in the guts. We'll put the cultivator away, my little homemade harrows. If I can remember how to use reverse in this thing. It's really confusing me having the manual gears now and having to physically manually select reverse, but we got there in the end. It's fine. Let's chuck this right here. I do love how tightly this thing will corner. Get her off the wall, lower it down. Take it off. Can we just swing straight out? Yes. Alright, let's hook back up to my tiny little seeder there. That might be next on the list is a bigger seeder, I think. If we can make seeding a bit faster, then that'll be good. But then I think we may even need a bigger tractor for a bigger seeder, so more decisions. So we'll pull her up over here, lower it into the ground, and we will start with seeding. Like I said, we're going to put canola in because it's a decently selling crop. So for now, that's what we'll chuck in the big field, and sort of still deciding on what to do with the smaller field. Do I just run oats in it a few times? Because I can... Come on. find another gear. I can do oats 3 or 4 times. 3 times in the time that it takes a canola to go once, so that'll be a decent sort of payday. Or do you reckon I mix it up a bit and go with wheat? But wheat is a more standard growing time. I think it's 11 or 12 days as well, so you'll have to let me know. I like oat just because we can run through it pretty quick, so it'll help keep a bit of cash flow coming in while we wait for the canola to grow. I would also like to get a planter. This is a seeder. We also need a planter, I believe, for a few of the other sorts of crops. For something like sorghum, or I think barley may need it as well. I'm not sure. So I'm thinking I might have to get, planter in the works as well at some point, just so that we've got more stuff we can do. Soybeans is another good one that I think I need a planter for, so that might honestly be the next buy, unless everything that I find needs a bigger tractor, in which case it'll be a bigger tractor. Can we grab another gear? Yes. Got another one. And 12 is about as fast as we're going to go, so we'll leave it in 4th, just so that we're not trying to overwork the gearbox too much. I do like the way the mud and stuff builds up in the tyres, so it looks so good. Alright. So, pick that up. And we will lower her back down and we'll start our uppy downy run, and yeah, we might just have to hit the tunes one more time for this episode, and we'll see how long this takes us. Hopefully not too long. I will see you shortly.
I've walked through nights that had no end, carried ghosts I called my friends, but every shadow, every cry was just a whisper passing by. Now morning finds me soft and slow, breaking through the frost below. The weight is less, the path is clear, and I can feel the silence near. Trees don't speak, but still they know the way a heart begins to grow. When all is still and breath is true, the world begins to feel brand new. Now morning finds me soft and slow, breaking through the frost below. The weight is less, the path is clear, and I can feel the silence near. Not every storm was meant to stay, some just come to clear the way.
Alright, so we're coming up. Oh, this is going to be just too wide to be my last run. But yeah, we're coming up just about done with planting this field up. It's going to be a good crop when it's grown. Good sized field. Definitely going to get 2 layers of fertilisation onto it, so that'll be really good. But yeah, it's honestly nice calming job this. The field is about the right size for my equipment, or vice versa. My equipment's about the right size for the field, really. So if I do want to, or when I do want to go bigger, I kind of need bigger equipment as well. So I'm going to start keeping my eye out for some more mods. I think tractors not the big drama. It's going to be things like the planter, the seeder, all that fun stuff. Cultivator, I'm going to need a bigger cultivator. I mean, what I've got now works pretty good, but I will need something bigger. And combine, that's going to be the expensive one. But I'm happy with the size of what we've got at the moment, so we're not going to bother changing anything yet. Remember, I've got to change down gears to get into reverse now. And the other fairly minor little thing that I want to do is I want to try and, at some point, probably not going to be in the near future, but I would like to gravel this area. Whoop, put it on forwards gear, dumbass. I'd like to gravel this area for my yard, rather than driving through the dirt and stuff everywhere. As you can see, the shed's partly gravelled, except for where it's not. So I would like to do that. It's purely aesthetic, but sometimes that's important. Alright, let's get this thing hooked back up. Whoop. Put in a forwards gear. Jump back to the outside cam. Put her in the big tall gear. Alright, definitely not the right weather for fertilising, but we'll get her turned on and we'll get this field all fertilised up as well. It's going to be a damn good crop when we're done. Should sell for a good chunk. Yeah, I think I said it before I went to work, but whoop, God, I'm forgetting about gears. This little bare area here, I'm going to put chickens in there, I think, at this stage. It's just a nice, easy way to get a bit of passive income, so... I think chickens can eat oats as well, so that'll make use of a little bit of that. So that's always good. If not, then I'll grow wheat at some point and just dump it on the ground somewhere, I guess. So you can find a shovel so that I can just shovel feed them. But yeah, it's going to be a good little spot for that, I reckon. Come up here, we'll turn it off and we'll go loopy around this way. I'm already going loopy, but... Right. Yeah, fertilising is just such a quick job. I'm still a little confused as to why the fertilising jobs don't supply you with fertiliser. That doesn't make sense to me, but I guess you got to be at a point where you've got money to be able to do fertilising jobs, so just a bit out of my range at the moment, but I do need to still get the money for that contracting job that I haven't completed in quotation marks yet. I mean, I've completed it, I just haven't been paid for it yet. Yeah, we've put a good chunk of time onto this Farmall today. I think I went from like 1 hour, or probably 1 and a bit hours of work to, well, nearly 4. I'll have to check at the start and I'll leave a timestamp and let you know how much work it had done before we started today, but we put a good chunk of time on it today. And she absolutely loves it as well. But yeah, I'm just going to go up and down fertilising this. I don't think I need to time lapse it, it's only going to take a couple of minutes, so I will see you once we are done with fertilisation. Right, and this last run's probably not worth it for the fertiliser because we got a lot of overlap, but it's fine. Just make sure that it's all done this time and yeah, that'll be good. So we'll just run it up to the end here. This fertiliser's going to last us a while, that big bag that we bought, so bumpy. Yeah, let's go and get this spreaded. God, that's rough. Go and get it chucked back in the shed so that that is done and dusted with as well. I love seeing how clean the tyres get after flicking all the mud out. Look at it. Alright, let's get this pulled up. Drop it down all the way into the bottom gear. Get this plonked here in the corner. Or down. Disconnect it, put it in a forwards gear. I'll reverse this back into the shed. Right, that's that done. Next job. Coming to the contracts, we've completed that one, so we're going to collect our $6,676. Nice, so we've got some money again. Lovely. And I just want to have a look and see what a chicken coop's going to cost me. That looks cool. That looks really cool. Anyway, I didn't get sidetracked, you did. So what do we want? We want, not that hole, the animal hole. Pigs, sheep, chimkins. We got a pasture there. Got a fenceless pasture. I can place it right there. I mean, I know you can't see it. You can sort of see the stuff moving. Because then I am pretty much using as much of my land as possible. So I'm going to go with it. I'm going to... Alright, we can now customize the size of the pasture. Right, so we've got a nice big chicken pasture down here. It is a fenceless one because, oh, I mean, I'm not going to run over my own chickens, surely. Went with the fenceless, A, because it's a hell of a lot cheaper. I know that's a little bit cheaty, but it's a hell of a lot cheaper, and I don't really need the fence, and I could do without it, to be honest. So let's open up the chicken menu. What do we want? Oh, and I don't need them to be grown up now, so we'll save a bit of money. I can have 84 chickens. Let's get 40 regular chickens. Whoop. Oh, I forgot to... And let's get 5 roosters as well. Look at them all. I have chickens and roosters. Whoop. That's a big rooster. Why do they look like pigeons? You're looking a little bit spastic there, my chickens. Run! Run! So yeah, the reason I went for 40 of them is, God, that's going to get annoying. They're going to, what's the word? Reproduce. Because I've got roosters in there as well, so over time we will get more chickens. The only thing I didn't think about is, their food's not grown yet, so... Yeah, I was going to say I need to get some food for them, but, the mod that I downloaded, it gives pig and cow food, not chicken food in single bags, because I don't want to spend $1,500, $1,400 on, well, anything that I don't need, so... I'm again hoping that I can do oats, but if I need to do wheat, then I'll grow some wheat. The chickens do need 6 months to grow up, so all that's going to happen is they won't produce anything until they've got food. But yeah, I've got quite a few of the little buggers now, so they should keep this area nice. What I might do is I might get rid of some of the rocks and stuff out of here, throw some grass seed down so that it grows up in between episodes. That might take a little bit of my money down if it does go down, but for once, I'm ending an episode with more than no money, with more than $1,000 in the bank. So that is going to do it for this episode, guys. Thank you all for watching. As usual, hints, tips, and tricks are always greatly appreciated. Until next time, be good or be good at it, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.